The traditional rulers or royal fathers are seen as the voice of reason, often playing advisory roles in making things right, when the executive, legislative, or judicial arm of government seems to have gotten things all muddled up. This has been the norm for as long as anyone can remember. Some element of this still plays out. That's why those seeking elective positions, even the position of president, still seek the endorsement of first-class chiefs such as the Emir of Kano, the Oba of Benin, Alaafin of Oyo, and even the Sultan of Sokoto. This pretty much underscores the powers that the traditional council wields, or seems to, in the governance structure of the country. Over time, however, that seems to have come under threat. A notable example is the Kano episode, where the Emir Muhammad Sanusi II was deposed following the passage of the Kano Emirate Council Law by the State Assembly in 2019. This law also saw the birth of 4 additional Kano Emirate councils, bringing the number to 5. This new law was viewed by analysts as a ploy by the then governor Abdullahi Ganduje to settle old scores with the deposed Emir. Ado Bayero then emerged as his successor. In 2024, it was deja vu as the next Kano State Governor Abba Yusuf assented to a bill that reverted to the traditional Kano Emirate structure. The passage of the Kano State Emirate Council Repeal Law of 2024 sparked a lot of ripple effects, including the removal of Ado Bayero as Emir of Kano, Muhammad Sanusi II making a return. This is now a subject of litigation, of course, with the appellate court in Abuja only recently ordering that the matter begin from scratch. Another related incident is that of Oyo. Kingmakers in Oyo town have rejected Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde's appointment of Prince Abimbola Owode as the new Alaafin of Oyo. They insist the only person they recommended on September 30, 2022 by the majority of the Kingmakers' lawful votes as the next Alaafin of Oyo was Prince Lukman Badegeshin. The Kingmakers, in a letter signed by their legal representative Adekunle Sobalolu and addressed to Makinde, therefore declared the appointment of Owode as illegal and unlawful. The Oyo episode is still unfolding. Looking at the Kano and Oyo instance, the involvement of the state governors in the mix points to one thing: the traditional council is powerful as they are closer to the people. Political analysts therefore say it will make a lot of sense to have as an ally or even a stooge the person who has enormous powers to sway the choices of the people, such an enormous power to wield in an election year. They also say, knowing how powerful the traditional council is, it is perhaps time to redefine its role and make it well spelled out in black and white. It's about time, they say, that the National Assembly perhaps passed a piece of legislation that better defines the roles of traditional rulers. Godfrey Eshemoge, Arise News.